Hallo Salü und herzlich willkommen zu einer Stunde Rock'n'Roll. Heute bei 2Rock ganz hoheitlicher Besuch. Ich habe das Vergnügen, heute hier in Wisconsin Madison Garbage zu treffen. So it's a great pleasure to have you here on my show.
Thank you.
So we are right now at the Smart Studios. That's quite a historical place, isn't it? So what happened here already?
Hysterical.
Hysterical.
Hysterical place.
So loads of recordings and stuff. So who produced already here?
This is the room where we cut all the basics to the new album, and it's the studio's been here for over 10 years, and we've done a lot of different albums here. And this board that you can't really see behind us is a vintage Trident console that many other bands, like a lot of great records, are made on, and we're lucky to have it here. All of the garbage stuff went through.
Led Zeppelin used this board.
We've got the story. Okay, so there is your new album appearing, Beautiful Garbage. It's a brilliant, sexy work of music, really wonderful. I just heard it half an hour ago and I'm really, wow, impressed. So are you satisfied so far?
Well, now that you said that, yeah, that helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
Sexy, we like that, that's good.
Sexy, yeah. Especially the one song, Shut Your Mouth. It's about people shouldn't comment a lot and shouldn't give their opinion on everything. Why should they more shut up?
No, it's not. It's quite the opposite from that, actually. It's just like when you're sort of bombarded with a lot of information and you're trying to sort of make sense of everything and sense of the world. And it's about just sort of taking a moment to, rather than just react immediately, is just like to try and sort of hold your ground for a moment and just get composed before you say something or do something or, you know, react to something in a negative fashion, really.
So think before you talk.
It's kind of. It was really, yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Very succinct. Thank you.
So and another brilliant song also, Can't Cry Those Tears Anymore. It seemed that you're bored of some things, that you don't get hurt anymore that fast. So is this what you've learned within the years? Not getting hurt that much anymore?
Well, we came up with the song initially and we wanted to sort of use the sort of old school big Phil Spector production and take that into a sort of modern forum and make a sort of classic 60s sounding pop song with a twist from 2001. And so we had the music in place and the melody was in place, and I wanted to find like a classic sort of line, you know, from that would fit into the song. And so I came up with the title, Can't Cry These Tears Anymore, and I just worked round that title. So, and the song is just like, yeah, it's about moving on, just leaving things behind and facing forward.
That's good. Drive You Home, that was one song where I got really goosebumps, and I think it's already one of my personal top 10 greatest love songs. So you want to thank somebody. Is it your husband?
Well, it's a love song of sorts. I mean, it's also a sort of song dealing with, you know, the trying to find a balance in a relationship, making it healthy for both parties. So it's a very universal song. You know, obviously, I mean, everything that I write is going to come from something in my own life or my own past or my imagination or whatever it is. But thank you. I mean, I take that as a huge compliment.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how the reaction of your husband are in this very moment when he's hearing something like this, something very personal.
Well, I think unless you'd have to go and visit him in Scotland and see, ask him yourself.
So do you have nowadays better access to your emotions, because it's very personal? I think the most personal song I've heard from you. Is it nowadays easier for you to show your emotions?
Yeah, I think just as a musician in general, you have to be prepared to maybe risk something. And maybe in the past I've been guilty of holding back because I was fearful of exposing myself. And on this record, I sort of took a step up and you know, thought that I would try and say really what was in my heart as opposed to what was in my head. It was a deliberate, conscious attempt to do that. And I'm still sort of, it's, you know, the men in the band have been playing in bands for years, but I haven't really sung in a band for years. I always played keyboards, or guitar, and so when I joined Garbage, it was the first time I'd really stepped up as a singer, and so it's still a new thing for me. I'm still learning about writing, and so it's exciting process. But I think everybody in the band has come to that point on this record. We've really sort of tried to push ourselves and, you know, keep it really human.
Does it make things more complicated if everybody has these opinions and everybody's producing, or is it easier that everyone is sort of involved in this production thing?
It makes it more complicated.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, naturally, it gets a little messy sometimes, but for the most part, we all pretty much agree on things. We all have kind of the same likes and dislikes in music, and I think on this record we were heading more, all four of us, in pretty much the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
So there weren't a whole lot of like heated arguments.
But I think in those kind of work you learn a lot about egos and things, so a lot about human stuff as well, besides the musical things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
Well, I've always said from the start I have a raging one. A very unhealthy ego.
I think loads of musicians do need to have this.
Yeah, you have to have it to survive, or you're just going to be dismantled by the first bad review you ever read, you know.
So that gets better with the years also, reading reviews?
No.
I've stopped reading them.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, just ignoring them, that's the way to come out. Okay, but within the years you've sold so many records, and I read once in an interview that you said the only thing you did was just making a good record and that's it. But for making a yummy good rock soup, what else do you have to add in besides making a good record?
What did you call it there?
A
A yummy big rock soup.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
brilliant.
Yummy rock soup.
I'm going to steal that.
Okay. So there's some charm. We need charm. We need a good singer. We need what else? What else is it? Also some
You need
spotlights.
drive, and you need luck and chemistry. I mean, that's something that we were talking about last night. We're sort of a motley crew of individuals, and we're lucky that we do share a sensibility, but we argue about things all the time, and I think that we're lucky that we can let that part of it go. You know, sometimes it gets to the point where we disagree on things, but then you sort of have to give up your own ego and sort of go with what is the best thing for the band in terms of the song or whatever we're doing. And I think that we're lucky that we can do that, because I know a lot of bands become dysfunctional when that happens, and that's part of what the equation that makes us who we are.
From the outside, it all the whole rock business looks like, oh, we are friends, let's do something together. But probably from the inside, it's more,
They're all
yeah, yeah, waiting
in
to see
private.
you waiting. All these egos, this meeting, yeah.
Lots of egos.
You're kind of making me want to get out of the business.
Really? No. There are some good things about it. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
there are good things.
let's talk about the good things. What's your personal greatest success within Garbage? What was the most impressive thing happened to you?
I think for me, just the fact that we started out and nobody knew who we were. And we didn't have a long history of playing tiny clubs and driving around in a van. You know, we made our first record and we went on tour and nobody thought we could do it. And we proved everybody wrong, really. We turned into this touring band that's been in the last tour. We were in like 33 countries, and you know, all these people we played for on these giant festivals and little clubs, and you know, really got to see the world, and we really showed people that we could be a live band. Yeah, they didn't think we could pull it off live. They didn't think we would sound good, or and we showed them, I think.
Yeah. So what's more exciting, playing in small clubs or in big festivals?
It's kind of cool to go back and forth because there's great things about both, you know. But I don't know, it's almost more scary to play in a small club when you can see every individual face and you're wondering what each of them is thinking. But then again, to go out in front of, you know, 60,000 people at a festival, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. But it's also, I think, a great challenge playing at the festivals, because the 60,000 people probably came for the other lineup, and then they're standing there and they want you to see.
You have to win them over.
Yeah.
You have to work hard.
So probably that's more work.
Different.
Different.
We just pretend that they're all there to see us.
Okay.